In the annals of history, few names echo with as much power and controversy as Gaius Julius Caesar. A man whose ambition was as vast as the territories he conquered, Caesar wasn't just a general or a politician. He was a force of nature that forever altered the course of Western civilization. But how did one man rise to command the most powerful republic the world had ever known, only to see it crumble at the height of his power? Let's journey back to ancient Rome to uncover the story of Julius Caesar. Born into a noble but not particularly wealthy family, Caesar's early life was marked by the brutal civil wars of the late Roman Republic. He learned quickly that in Rome, power was everything. Through shrewd political alliances, including the famed First Triumvirate with the wealthy Crassus and the great general Pompey, Caesar began his ascent. He knew military glory was the fastest path to influence, and he set his sights on Gaul, a land of fierce tribes that had long resisted Roman control. For nearly a decade, Caesar waged a brilliant and ruthless campaign in Gaul. His legions adored him. He shared their hardships, led from the front, and knew his soldiers by name. His dispatches from the front, known as the Commentaries on the Gallic War, were masterful works of propaganda, ensuring his name and victories were celebrated back in Rome. He wasn't just conquering territory. He was building a legend and a fiercely loyal army. Back in Rome, however, his rivals grew fearful. Crassus was dead, and Pompey, now allied with the conservative Senate, saw Caesar's popularity as a direct threat. They declared him an enemy of the state and demanded he disband his army. Caesar was faced with an impossible choice: return to Rome as a private citizen to face certain prosecution and political ruin, or defy the Senate and plunge the Republic into civil war. In 49 BC, Caesar made his fateful decision. Leading a single legion, he crossed the Rubicon River, the legal boundary of his province. This act was a declaration of war. The phrase "crossing the Rubicon" has ever since meant passing a point of no return. The civil war was swift and decisive. Caesar's military genius proved unstoppable. He pursued Pompey across the Mediterranean, defeating his forces in Greece, before Pompey ultimately fled to Egypt and was assassinated. Returning to Rome, Caesar was the undisputed master. He was declared dictator in perpetuo, dictator for life. He initiated sweeping reforms, reorganizing the calendar, giving us the Julian calendar and the month of July, granting citizenship to people in the provinces, and launching massive public works projects to provide jobs for the poor. He was a populist champion to many, but to the old guard of the Senate, he was a tyrant who had destroyed the Republic. Their fear and resentment festered. A conspiracy formed among a group of senators, including some he had pardoned and even befriended, like Marcus Junius Brutus. They believed the only way to restore the Republic was to eliminate Caesar. On the Ides of March 15th, 44 BC, as Caesar entered the Senate, the conspirators surrounded him. He was stabbed 23 times, falling at the foot of a statue of his former rival, Pompey. But the assassin's dream of restoring the Republic died with Caesar. His murder didn't save the old ways. It accelerated their demise. It ignited another bloody civil war, which ultimately saw Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, rise to power. Octavian would finish what Caesar started, becoming Augustus, the first Roman emperor, and ushering in the age of the Roman Empire. Julius Caesar's reign was a whirlwind of ambition, conquest, and reform that lasted only a few short years, yet its impact is still felt today. He was a brilliant general, a cunning politician, and a visionary leader whose life and death marked the dramatic end of the Roman Republic and the birth of an empire. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories from the past. See you next time.